Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning into today's video. We have more gaming and PlayStation news, rumours and leaks to go over. As always, a huge shout out to the God of War and Uncharted channel members. And if you're new here to the channel, consider subscribing and becoming a channel member. So it looks like one of the most beloved RPGs of the 2000s is making a return, and this time it's getting a fresh coat of paint for modern systems. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, which was originally released back in 2006, is officially getting a remaster. Are you surprised? Because this is probably the worst kept secret in gaming. Although there hasn't been an official announcement from Bethesda just yet, the news has essentially been confirmed thanks to a recent leak. Now the leak came from the website of Virtuos, a studio that's been involved in several game remaster projects in the past. On their site, images and information briefly went live before being taken down, but not before sharp-eyed fans managed to grab screenshots and details. Those images have now spread across forums like Reset Era and across social media, showing off comparison shots between the original game and the upcoming remastered version. According to the leaked material, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered will be released on PlayStation 5, Xbox and PC. A standard edition will also be available, however there will also be a digital deluxe edition. This version includes extra in-game content like bonus weapons and armor, and it even features the infamous horse armor, which became a bit of a meme in the gaming community after it's released as paid DLC back in the day. The existence of this remaster isn't exactly a surprise to those who've been following the rumour mill. Talk of a remaster or a remake of Oblivion has been circulating for several months. It was previously referred to as a remake, but now that we've seen the leaked branding and assets, it's clear that this is a remaster, essentially the same game, but with updated visuals and maybe a few tweaks under the hood. Just recently, industry insider journalist Jeff Grubb mentioned that the remaster is expected to launch during the week of April the 21st, 2025, so literally right around the corner. This timing does make sense when you look at some of the other clues. For example, the Steam page for the original version of Oblivion was quietly altered not long ago. Several media elements, including trailers, were also removed from the store listing, a move that often signals a new edition or an update is about to be announced. Adding more credibility to the leak, screenshots show significant visual improvements when compared to the original 2006 release. While the leaked images are a bit low in quality, you can still spot noticeable differences in lighting, textures and character detail. It looks like the remaster is aiming to modernize the game's appearance without changing its core too drastically, which could be good news for longtime fans of the game. The original Oblivion was a landmark title in the RPG genre. It first launched on PC and Xbox 360 back in 2006, and then it came to PlayStation 3 a year later. It featured a massive open world game filled with quests, dungeons, factions, and one of the most memorable storylines in the Elder Scrolls series. The game also had two major expansions, Knights of the Nine and the Shivering Isles, which were later bundled into a Game of the Year edition. While it's not yet clear if those expansions will be included in the remaster, it wouldn't be surprising if they were included as part of the digital deluxe edition. What is also unclear right now is if the game has been rebuilt using Unreal Engine 5, as earlier rumours had suggested, or if it's simply upgraded using Bethesda's in-house tech. That hasn't officially been confirmed yet, but we'll get to find out soon. What we do know for sure is that the remaster is real, and the leaked material has made that crystal clear. With a potential launch date only days away, it's likely that Bethesda or Virtua Studios will officially reveal the game very soon, maybe even within the next week or so. So for fans who spent hours exploring the Imperial City, closing Oblivion gates, or getting lost in side quests, this moment is worth celebrating. And for newcomers who missed the game the first time around, this remaster could be the perfect way to experience a classic RPG with updated visuals and performance on modern consoles and PC. Is this a game you're going to be diving back into? Let me know in the comments and let's move on. So fans of Star Wars and strategy games have something new to get excited about. A brand new title called Star Wars Zero Company is in development, and it's shaping up to be something a little different from what we're used to seeing in the franchise. This isn't a high-speed action game or an open-world adventure, it's a single-player, turn-based tactics game. This new title is being developed by Bit Reactor, a studio made up of former XCOM developers in collaboration with Respawn Entertainment, the team behind the Star Wars Jedi games and Lucasfilm Games. It's a pretty solid lineup, especially if you're into strategy games with depth and smart mechanics. Star Wars Zero Company was first teased back in January 2022. At the time, Respawn announced it was going to be working on 3 Star Wars titles. One of them turned out to be Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which has already been released. Another was a first-person shooter that has unfortunately been cancelled. And the third game, which we now know is Zero Company, is finally being revealed in a little bit more detail. We still don't have an official release date yet, but what we do know is that we'll get our first real look at the game coming up soon. The developers are planning to showcase Star Wars Zero Company at Star Wars Celebration 2025, which will be held in Japan. The panel, hosted by BitReactor, Respawn and Lucasfilm Games, is scheduled for April the 19th, 2025. It's expected to include gameplay footage, development insights, and possibly some story details too. And the game has been confirmed for PlayStation 5, Xbox and PC, meaning it's been built for modern hardware and is likely to offer polished visuals and tight performance. Given BitReactor's background, fans are expecting a deep, tactical experience that still captures the rich world and cinematic feel of Star Wars. Are you a fan of tactical games? Is this game on your radar? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's move on. So, new information has surfaced about Sony's next generation console, not just the PlayStation 6 itself, but a portable version of it too. While Sony hasn't made any official announcements yet, reliable leaks have given us a clearer idea of what to expect from this handheld edition. According to a known industry leaker called Kepler L2, this new portable PlayStation device will sit somewhere between the Xbox Series S and the base PS5 in terms of raw power. That means it'll be more capable than Microsoft's smaller console, but not quite as strong as the original PS5. And that's pretty good going for a handheld device. The portable system will still be able to play PS5 games, but there will be some compromises because of the lower memory bandwidth. The handheld likely won't match the PS5 in terms of resolution and frame rate, so while you'll still be able to enjoy the same games on the handheld, they might not look or perform quite as well as they would on the full console. Still, being able to play and take your console quality games on the go is a huge win for players who want that flexibility. The system on a chip, or the SoC, which is used in the portable PS6, will also be completely different from the chip inside the main console. It's reportedly being built to run at very low voltages, meaning it's designed with energy efficiency and battery life in mind, perfect for portable gaming experiences. This chip is said to have fewer than 36 compute units compared to the PS5's 36 compute units. However, technical details beyond this are still unavailable. What we do know is that the handheld chip will enter full production a few months after the chip for the main console, which could delay its release a bit. As for the main PS6, it's confirmed to be powered by AMD, just like the PS4 and the PS5. While there were reports that Intel also pitched for their own chips on the system, AMD ended up winning that contract with Sony. The full console is currently expected to launch sometime between 2027 and 2028, which would line up with the usual PlayStation release cycle. Overall, the idea of a portable PlayStation 6 is very exciting. Sony hasn't had a fully fledged handheld since the PS Vita, and while the PS Portal offers remote play, it doesn't run games natively. If this new system delivers on performance and design, it could be a strong answer to the success of hybrid systems like the Nintendo Switch and Steam Deck. What are your thoughts on the handheld and the PS6? Personally, I don't really think we've seen enough of the PS5 generation really to be looking forward to a PS6. So I'm not really focusing on that right now. Personally, I'm okay for the PS6 being released in 2028 or even beyond that, if I'm honest with you. However, I am hyped for the handheld. I feel like we should have had a handheld every generation, like we've had a new console. I think the Portal was Sony's attempt to test the market with a portable device without impacting console sales, and the concept of the Portal has proven to be very, very successful. So if Sony can incorporate the ability to play your PS4 and PS5 games on a handheld remotely and access your PS Plus games along with any games in your library on the handheld device, I really think it's a winner. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about the topics discussed in the video today. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.